Namaste. Welcome to your yoga practice. I'm Janine. Today we're going to be exploring the nature of impermanence. So take a comfortable seat and close your eyes. Bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra. If we can count on anything, it is that nature is impermanent. Everything has a beginning and an end, from our experiences to our own physical bodies. We need only look at how many anti-aging products are out there to see that there is a huge desire to slow down that process. A desire that can often lead us to suffer if we hold on too tightly to what is no longer there. To experience life fully is to accept its transient nature. If we hold on too tightly, we will only see things dissolve. But if we accept the magic in the impermanence of it all, the beauty of the experience of now, and we invoke that acceptance every moment, then we will experience life with a feeling of abundance, a realization that each moment, although impermanent, gives way to another beautiful possibility. Take a breath in for Om. Release your hands. So come onto your knees. Take your right leg out to the right and make sure your hips are over your bottom knee and your hands in front. Lengthen the spine. Make the sides of the body long and soften the heart. And lift your right arm up and start to reach it alongside your ear. Take it back and just draw little circles, or big circles rather, circling back as if you're swimming backwards. And just opening the right side of your body all the way into the hip. So we're doing some hip openers today. Just noticing where we are, accepting where we are, and noticing how where we are changes, how it evolves, how it devolves, right? But it changes. And then come back up, bring your hand down, walk your hands over to the right foot. So your right toes are pointing straight ahead. And stretch over towards your right leg. So here you'll feel a stretch you might feel a stretch in the back of your right thigh, but try to also lengthen that left waist so that you're opening the top of your left hip. Breathe. Side of the body long and engage in. Now go deeper into that experience by moving your inner thighs back and lengthening your tailbone. And just notice how that shifts the sensations and even maybe your awareness of what's happening. Bring your hands back to center and change sides. Bring your left leg out to the side. The right knee underneath, just inside that right hip, and the hands down. Left arm up, circling it. So reach forward and then move back and around. So you're opening the chest. Inhaling, open, exhaling. And as the chest is opening, feel the length of your left side of your body, extending away from your left hip. Deep in the inner groins back so that you're changing and transforming your experience moment to moment. And embracing that shift. Lengthen your tailbone. And then bring your hand back down. Walk your hands over to the left. And reach towards your left foot. Stretch the right side from your hip down into your leg, and from your waist up into the armpit and even the reach of your arms. Breathe. One of the affirmations that I learned in my very first teacher training was, now it's like this. Now it's like this. And I found it a powerful affirmation, so that whatever is happening, When I say now it's like this, I'm releasing my expectations of what this moment should be. And I'm accepting what it is. Bring your hands back to center and come back up. Now you can use a block and we'll sit in Virasana. You can sit in on your heels if that's comfortable for you. Sit on your heels or take the block between your ankles or on your ankles and sit up on the block. So you want a little bit of height. Just make sure that your feet are not turned out. So the legs from your knee to your second toe, it's a straight line back. Might need a belt or a towel. We'll take the right arm up and bend it and hold the strap behind you, bringing your left arm underneath. So right arm on top, left arm underneath, and open. If the hands clasp, you can clasp your hands. You don't need the strap or the belt. And then do the other side with the right arm on top. The outer armpit turns towards the face and the right arm goes underneath. And I like these kinds of poses because they're a little bit more challenging to get to understand or even to get, like we want the hands to be together and then they're further apart or we have tension here and there. But just remembering, now it's like this. Now it's like this. The next moment, we don't know what the next moment's going to be. So just now it's like this. And then releasing. And take a towel or even fold up your mat at the wall. Blanket is useful. And you're gonna bring so start with your knees on the blanket and your hands, so you're on all fours. And then bring your left knee back and your right foot forward. So you're in a lunge, but your knee is touching the wall. Press your toes into the wall and then take a breath. So now it's like this. And then we shift our experience and bring the inner thighs back and reach your sitting bones all the way to the wall. And you go as close as possible to the wall, even touching the wall. If it doesn't touch the wall, that's okay. Keep the inner thighs back. Now it's like this. Lift your lower belly and keeping the inner thighs back, bring your hands up. And as you maintain the inner thighs back, the experience of the pose will change. Maybe your hands will stay down, maybe you'll be able to come up. But the mantra, the affirmation is still the same. Now it's like this. And we just observe. And the more that we're aware and fully in the moment, the more we can really see how each moment brings something new, something different, without attaching to any specific expectations of what's going to happen next. Bring your back towards the wall, maybe reach your arms up, and then release. Come down in the same way that you went up. And change sides. Right knee to the wall, left foot forward, press your toes down. Now it's like this, take a breath, and then inner thighs back. Ooh, yeah, now it's like this, right? Inner thighs back changes completely the experience. And if we start to panic, it's gonna even bring a whole lot of suffering. So we accept wherever we are in the pose, and then without forcing or anything, curl up, bring your hands up, and try to bring your back towards the wall. Again, work in progressions, work to where you feel the most kind of in control of the pose and most accepting of where you are, of your body. Take a few breaths and then release. And then take downward facing dog to straighten your legs. And then come back down. And then rest in Shavasana. Now it's like this. Right? Notice how we can go through all these highs and lows in our practice. And then when we get to Shavasana, it's almost like we forget that any of that happened. But remember that it happened. Remember it. Remember how you had the capacity to move through the highs and the lows, accepting what is, letting go of what's no longer there. It's when we remember that capacity that we have that we really find our strength and our We recognize the gift of life, the gift of the moment. As well as our true nature and our capacity to deal with whatever is. Rest here. And then take another few breaths. And when you're ready, roll to your right to come up to sitting. Again, feel free to stay. And I'll close the practice with the sound of Om. Now it's like this. Breathe and be well. Namaste.